Good evening. Welcome to the kitchen. I am going to attempt to make smoked trout dip. And I thought I'd bring you all along with me. It is a keto recipe. There's nothing in it you can't have on keto. It should be a pretty good recipe because the fat content's going to be pretty high, and it'll have a medium amount of protein and low on the carb side. So it should be a pretty healthy keto recipe. But let's get started. Might take a little longer than normal, but here we go. First, I'm setting my pot on medium heat, and I'm going to put a whole stick of butter in there. We just use the cheap, all natural, nothing added. Every now and then we'll buy the salted, and this one is unsalted. Nope, this one is salted. So just salted butter, nothing else. You don't want any other ingredients, especially on keto. No margarine or anything like that. Just cream and salt at the most, and you can get the unsalted as well. So we're just going to let that melt down. And to that, once it's melted down, to that I'm going to add 1 brick, 8 ounces of cream cheese. While the butter is melting, and before I put the cream cheese in, I have got roughly 4.5 of small rainbow trout that we smoked on the video where we went fishing at Blue River. I'm just putting that in a mixing bowl. I'm gonna need a scraper. I'm just gonna put that in a bowl. It's been in the ice box. And then I'm just going to break it up a little bit. Man, it smells good. But I have deboned that to the best of my ability. But with all wild caught fish, you got to watch for bones. Turn my heat down just a little bit on that butter. It's almost melted. It's melted enough that I'm going to add the cream cheese now. So just the whole 8 ounces of cream cheese goes in. So we're just going to let that soften. We'll put a lid on it and turn that heat down. My butter's boiling. And while we're doing that, I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients ready. The first thing I'm adding is 1 teaspoon of Redmond's real salt. One-half teaspoon of smoked paprika. 1/2 teaspoon of regular paprika, let's check on that cream cheese. It's getting there. Okay, I'm going to leave the lid off of that now. Next, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And these are onions that we dehydrated. This was before we got our freeze dryer, but we dehydrated these onions and made our own onion powder. And if you can tell, let's see, if you look pretty closely at it, it's got a green hue to it. We use the onion tops too. So 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now I know that's a store-bought bottle, but that is our freeze-dried, homegrown, here on the farm garlic. And we just, like I said, we freeze-dried it and made our own powder. So just a 1/2 teaspoon of the garlic powder. And then a teaspoon of erythritol and monk fruit sweetener. Calls for a little bit of sweetener, but on keto can't have the sugar, so we're adding erythritol and monk fruit, which is a blend you can get. You can get it almost anywhere now. Walmart carries it. All right, so that is our dry ingredients. Turn that off. We're going to add about 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, 1/8 to 1/4, just to help cream that up. About like so. Now we're just going to blend this till it's smooth, or attempt to. All right, that's pretty smooth. See if y'all can see that. That is really creamy, good creamy sauce. And we're going to add our dry ingredients in the pot with the sauce. So everything we just measured out, blend that all in good. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Fresh lemon would probably be better, but that's what I've got right here. I used all my fresh lemon when we smoked the trout. Now we add the sauce to the trout itself. Just pour it over it. We're going to stir that really good with the trout. I've mentioned before that I sure wish we had smell-o-vision, and I got that from Zachary Fowler. His channel is called Fowler's Makery and Mischief, and he's really good. He won Alone, the TV show Alone. He won season 3 of TV show Alone. But he always says, I wish I had smell-o-vision. So I stole that from him. I think we got that incorporated pretty good. So now I'm gonna let it set and stand for about 10 minutes and we'll be back. All right, so in keeping with the keto theme, we're gonna serve this with pork rinds. That's just plain pork rinds. No artificial flavors or colors. And then I garnished the top of the trout dip with just a little bit of dried parsley and another sprinkle of the smoked paprika. So now I'm gonna give it a try. And I'll be honest with you if I like it or not. Pretty healthy portion there. Probably more than I should in one dip, but let's give it a run. Boy, the trout, smoked trout really comes through. I think I would like a little more spice to it, so I'll probably add a little pepper or maybe some crushed red pepper or some cayenne or something like that to mine. But it's good, y'all. But how can you go wrong with cream cheese, butter, and heavy whipping cream? That's hard to go wrong with. It's good. The trout comes through. Maybe could use a little bit more lemon. But anyway, I think it is good like it is. I'll put the ingredients or the whole recipe in the show notes if you're interested. I want to thank y'all for watching our channel. And if you hadn't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. I challenge y'all to go out and be a blessing for someone else today. And just say God bless. And we'll see you